world is filled with billions of different wills. Every one of these wills can't win out all the time, or even most of the time. One is going to overrule the other. This will inevitably lead to clashes. Fighting is someone seeking to exert their will over yours. Violence is sometimes necessary to enforce your will. One should never seek out violence, but have it on hand for when it is needed. Like carrying a gun, you don't carry a gun because you want to shoot people. You carry it for protection. If you desire to shoot people, you should not own a gun. This should never be the mindset of someone wielding a form of harmful or lethal force. It's necessary to have this force at the ready because there will always be someone out there looking to challenge your will. This is the way life works. Peace is not tranquility and serenity. It is a prevailing collective will which goes undisputed. You don't maintain peace through passivity. You maintain it through conflict. You should only raise your voice to speak to a crowd or to speak to someone at a far distance. It is unnecessary to raise your voice in a conflict. 90% of all confrontation is won by communicating to the other person you are not intimidated by anything they are doing and are firm in your stance. When dealing with females who are being hostile or combative, it's important to not return their aggressive energy back to them. You should always remain calm. You do this while taking a stern stance against their will or their aggression. In most cases, cooler heads will prevail. When they see their actions have no effect on you, they will turn away from their motivations and back off. Look them in the eye. This is a very effective way to communicate you are not afraid or intimidated. You don't let any of their actions knock you off your square. Always be ready to protect yourself if there is physical altercation. Not jumping straight to aggressive behavior can allow you to negotiate the matter and talk someone down from their stance and prevent the situation from going further. You always want to diffuse a situation if possible, but if it's not possible, then you do what needs to be done. Don't be afraid to use physical force if the situation deems it necessary. Fighting should be a last resort, a necessary evil. You're not supposed to get a kick out of fighting or see it as an enjoyable hobby. This leads to people making irrational decisions because they're acting out of their emotions and not out of a sound, logical mindset. Many people are in prison because their emotions got the best of them in allowing someone to trigger them into aggression. There is a place for those who like fighting, but this isn't about dealing with conflict. This is called pugilism in combat sports, which is separate from handling confrontations. Fighting isn't so much about winning or losing the fight, though you certainly want to keep yourself from being injured and get the other person to leave you alone. It's more about communicating you are not someone to be messed with. If someone crosses you, there will be a reckoning and consequences. Having a reputation for being someone who has repercussions for those who deal with you in an improper manner will avoid many conflicts. Most people look for easy targets. A hard target will have less drama. There is a saying, there is no peace without war. Keeping the peace involves earning the respect and garnering the fear of your environment to regard your boundaries. When lines are crossed, the punishment must be swift, consistent, and painful. Violence, in the right hands, is actually a great tool for peace. Those without power cannot have peace, and those who are foolish will soon disturb peace. Peace, like respect, must be earned. An important aspect of fighting and the use of violence is there must be a goal. A rebel needs a cause. Not having a cause will lead to needless destruction and pointless conflict. Violence, in some cases, can be the answer, but not if no one asks the question. Don't let violence be a solution looking for a problem, and don't run away from problems just because they can't be solved without violence. Fighting, when used properly, can be positive.